up to my pregnant fiancée and walked out. A bit of very relevant back history. We first met 6 years ago in my then job and we were just colleagues then. I split up with my ex 4 years ago roughly and we started seeing each other casually 3 years ago until she asked me if we could give it a go as a serious relationship just over 2 years ago. A lot has happened in the past 2 years. She had a preventive double mastectomy due to having the breast cancer gene. We both sold our respective houses, moved in together, got pregnant and I proposed 6 months ago. She has been telling me in the past few months she's so in love.
They're in a different tax bracket. I don't care. I don't know if I care that much about this story. Hey, I'm just saying, what do you mean you both sold your houses? How did that, you guys couldn't have just, I don't know, kept a house, rented out one of your houses, moved in together? I don't know, bro. This story feels above my pay grade. Feels above my pay grade. I don't know. No, I'm not going to stop pausing because I don't know if I'm going to invest in caring that much. This dude has made it. He has money. He'll be all right. He'll bounce back. All right, his bitch cheated on him, but he has money. He'll be good. He's established in life. He'll be all right. He has enough money where he felt confident to sell his house and buy another one. Yeah, right.
Love with me. Can't wait to start our family and even wants more kids with me. We only plan to have the one, but because she's so happy. We were even saying she was thinking about having another kid straight after our first is born so we could start our family before she has a hysterectomy due to the gene. So she went on maternity last week and we have 2 weeks to go before our child is born. Sod's Law said my phone died a few days ago so I asked her if I could use of her old ones until my new one came. She said of course and told me which one and said it should be empty really. Important thing to note here is that she actually has 2 of the same make but different models so by mistake, I grabbed the wrong one and logged in and said
Mellow being broke is a mindset.
She said,
I'm rich and I'm wealthy in my mind. But my pockets. Tell my pockets that. When I look at my bank account, tell me my bank account that. I mean, I get what y'all, when people say that, I get the ideology behind it. I understand. In my mind, I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I'm the best streamer alive. But my pockets, and then I look at my numbers. You get what I mean? Like I'm delusional just as much as the next guy, you know? And I believe in myself way more than probably the average person. But I look at my pockets and I look at my bank account. No, TTS works. I just have it turned off because of people like shot by shooters.
Without thinking she must be baby-brained again so to do what I want and delete anything I don't need. After a short while, I start going through the phone and see she has conversations with her
actually,
in there in the
poor is a mindset. Being broke is an action. Hey, actually, you said that wrong. Now that I think about it, being poor is a mindset. Being broke is an action. I'm broke. Broke is temporary. Poor means that you're, like, let's lock in.
Dates were just before we committed to each other. Basically, she was talking to her
Y'all
and
ain't
literally
clip that,
weighing all
though.
her options up about having kids with before it's too late and she was going over
What
her
do you mean,
backups and I saw
question
their
mark?
chat about me.
There's a
Basically,
difference
the
between
consensus
being
was I
poor
was
and
the
being
shortest
broke.
and oldest of her guys she was seeing but I had the best prospects. Most
Being
stable
broke
job,
is an action.
Best personality, most common interests, funny, good in bed and good looking even if I'm not her usual type. So she said she was going to give it a go and her friend encouraged her. Then I guess we started
I'm not
dating.
poor, shooters.
The messages stopped when she was starting to go through her mastectomies and got a new phone. I just went like, what the F babe, out loud and she initially was clueless but realized what phone I had. She was mortified and she was spiraling trying to explain herself but not making much sense. I literally told her to shut up, grabbed my stuff and walked out. I've booked into a B&B and have been staying here for a couple of days.
I lost the plot
She's been
to the
messaging
story.
me, sending
yapped
video
too much.
messages literally begging me to
Damn.
come home crying so we
My
can talk.
bad.
I can't face it. I feel so humiliated and used. I've gone from the happiest I've been in years to feeling like my last couple of years is a bit of a lie. I keep going through the messages on one hand and thinking of the way she's been in the past few months on the other, telling me how much she's in love with me, how happy she is, she wouldn't change the past couple of years and how much she's looking forward to starting a family with me, saying things like she has an actual crush on me, even just sends me texts
Broke
with
is
a
the
love heart on.
absence of money.
I literally don't know what to do. Do I go back and talk? Or wait it out until she has the baby then go back and discuss it then? I am a literal mess. Reddit. A woman from high school and college expressed interest in me romantically today and I felt a strange new type of anger. I'm 32 and we met in high school. We were both pretty academically inclined and we ended up taking many of the same classes, AP Literature, AP Physics, AP Calc AB, AP Chem etc. So we ended up taking many of the same courses together which led us to be friends. After a while I had a pretty serious romantic interest to her but she was fairly clear she wasn't interested when I discussed it with her. I completely respected her boundaries and we remained friends until we gradually lost contact in college. Her taste in partners was always never particularly good in a traditional sense. One of her boyfriends in high school had absent
Niggas
parents
not
and would
listening to
chronically
what
throw
I'm saying.
parties and
You
sell
just proved my
substances
point.
there. Another guy just basically skipped classes routinely and would bully other kids. She ended up getting into the University of Maryland and on track to attend medical school after. I ended up majoring
Most
in
people are
physics and
broke 'cause
ultimately
their
getting a
bills are
master's in
paid.
data science and now working as a software engineer. I later learned that she ended up pregnant to a college athlete and dropped out of college entirely. From what I gathered, He ended up failing to make a career out of his collegiate experience and ended up as a high school coach. They got married and had another kid, and ended up divorced a couple years later. She then had another kid after her marriage to a boyfriend and now works as a nurse's assistant.
Damn.
We recently reconnected at a party with mutual high school friends and decided to stay in contact as friends. I thought that's all she wanted out of this. But after texting tonight, she informed me that she had always been interested in me and wants to date. Given how
Hell
she
no.
dismissed me earlier, I found this hard to believe. It's
No.
easy to notice that she's now a single mom of 3 with a low-paying job.
Yeah, I'm
she also
good.
knows I'm doing well and knows what I do for a living. She saw my house by the water with a boat. It feels
3
like she wants
kids,
me
3
only because
different
she has
dads.
crippling responsibilities
Hell
now and
no.
thinks so little of me that she doesn't think I deserve to be with someone who genuinely loves me and not for my things. Today I messed up by impregnating my female friend's wife. I did not mess up today. I messed up on February 20th, 21st and 22nd of 2020, but the results are going to be hitting me soon. My wife and I have been married for 15 years. We married right out of high school and have been together for what seemed forever as we grew up together. Having stayed in the same small town, we naturally maintained contact with many of our childhood friends. One of those friends, let's call her Rosani, met and married her wife while at school and returned to live where she grew up. In 2019, her wife got artificial insemination because they wanted to have a baby. Sadly, she had a miscarriage in the first trimester. They could not afford another procedure. They hosted a New Year's Eve party and we attended. While at the party, the conversation turned to kids and the fact that we do not have any by choice, mainly my wife's. After a while, Rosani told my wife about the miscarriage and seemingly joked about borrowing me to father a baby since they could not afford to try again in a clinic. My wife, who by this time was well on into being drunk, agreed. A few weeks later, Rosani approached me and told me that her wife
Your wife just pimped you out. Wait. Your wife agreed to let you impregnate her friend. White people, bro.
was monitoring her ovulation cycle and they would call me. It was made clear that it would be as clinical as lovemaking could be. I told my wife and she reacted poorly, stating that it had been a joke and that we could not be serious. And I messed up. I could not find how to break this to Rosani, who seemed so excited at the shot of having a baby. I went to her home 3 days in a row and the lovemaking was underwhelming. She really did make it as unsatisfying and clinical as possible. Everything went fine. In mid-November she had a baby who slightly resembles me. Fast forward to
This nigga lying. He trying to make his wife feel better. Nigga said she made it unsatisfying and as clinical as possible. Nigga, you stuck your dick inside her and nutted in her. Shut up, bro. You're not finna sit here and lie. This nigga's dumb as shit. Mello, you choose to be broke? Yeah, I choose to not have money. You dumb bitch. You're an idiot.
last week and Rosani calls me to tell me they are divorcing, and since there is no father on the birth certificate and her wife is a stay-at-home mom, she was advised to name me as the father. Lo and behold, I got a court summons to determine the paternity of the 20-month-old child. And of course I have no doubt he is mine.
No, he
and
about
I have
to pay
no idea how to even tell my wife, much less explain my thought process. Today I messed up by telling my daughter her girlfriend is...
That's how they end on us? Gang, you impregnated your wife's friend? Oh nah, bro gave the seed and thought he could make his wife feel bad. Yo, that's crazy. Bro said the coochie was trash, and now he got a baby he didn't even want. He was just trying to be a good person. That's tough. Yo.
Is my ex. So I, 40 male, have a daughter, 21 female, who started dating her partner, 30 female, about a month ago. She called me to tell me about this new encounter when they went on her first date. Her mother has not been in the picture since she was an infant, so me and my daughter are very close, and now that she is an adult, I can proudly say we have a great bond. She has always been hardworking, and after graduating high school, she decided to start working before choosing a college. About 6 months ago she moved out on her own. About a year ago I met this woman in a bar. We had a few drinks and we ended up at her place. Things went well, and after a few dates I decided to lay down what I wanted in a relationship. We discussed it and she wanted to have a kid, but I already had the pleasure of raising my daughter, and was unwilling to do it again. So we decided to break it off. I never told my daughter because it wasn't anything serious. Well, a month ago I got a call from my daughter telling me she went on an amazing date with a woman who she instantly connected with. I was happy for her and wished her the best with future encounters. After a few weeks and several days, they decided to make it official. So my daughter changed her relationship status on Facebook and posted a picture of her and my ex. The wave of shock that rushed over me was, to say the least, paralyzing.
Gang, that's another level of nasty and petty that we just can't get into. You telling me you so petty because a man said he didn't want to have a baby with you because he already raised a daughter, that you went and dated his daughter. You as a grown woman in your mind decided to seek out this 21-year-old woman. You changed from being wait, so you switched to be lesbian just to spite. Yo, that's devious, bro. That's devious. Yo, women are Yo, the father rejected her, so she fucked the daughter. Yo, that's devious, bro. That's nasty. You took 2 generations of pleasure. That's crazy. She was probably getting dicked down by her dad, and then she went in and licked the same. Oh, that's nasty, bro. I got another vid for you. Do you want to see it? You're banned from vids. Just send it in links, bro. I'm not seeing that today. What? Huh? What you mean what? I got a question, Mello. Is it gay to goon to lesbian hub? How is that gay? That's two women. What are you talking about? You just be saying anything. Wait, Mello, you didn't answer my question scenario. What was your question? Now, I seen it. I just would rather not answer those. Right. I think I would take the baby just because you said that my wife told me to take the baby and she has cancer. So I'd rather have like a memory. But yeah. That's an obvious answer. I don't understand how that's like a question. My wife is gonna die. Why would I kill two people? I have a memoir. At least we got her. You know what I'm saying? I got my kid. Feel me? I did. That's the dumbest ever. I'm choosing my wife, forget the baby. Hey, Will, I hate to break it to you, but like, gang, your wife is like imagine she dies and now your wife is done. What are we talking about, bro? You just lost two. You about to mourn two people. It don't make sense, wife. Like, Will, what you're saying doesn't make sense. Dog, I ain't raising no kid by myself. Get a nanny. Like, what? Would you rather have a fire shooting out your butt or get touched by big men in prison? You just said the same thing twice.
I didn't know what to do, so I called my daughter and invited her over alone to talk. Well, we sat down on the couch and I explained everything. As you would expect, she did not take it well at all, especially because she and my ex planned on inviting me to a meal later in the week, which would have been horribly awkward. My daughter left shortly after and apparently talked.
Do you understand how painful chemo is? You talking about we gonna get that gone, bro? Cancer doesn't just go away, bro. The likelihood of you, like, especially in her being pregnant, gang, the likelihood of your, like, bro, it's wraps at this point. She's gone, bro.
Her girlfriend. Once my daughter showed my ex a picture of me,
we're not rich enough to have the cure.
Unexpectedly, they ended the relationship. Now my daughter is a lot more distant from me, and I assume it's because she needs the space. But how are we supposed to go back to normal after this? I doubt my daughter will look at me the same, considering we could barely maintain eye contact after I broke the news to her. I can't stand looking at my wife.
I'll be damned if no, Will, now I get what you're saying. I might say F her and that baby, because, like, what do you mean wait. You mean I raised you for 21 years? I raised you for 21 years and you chose some random woman who was only dating you to spite me? Because I wouldn't give her a baby? So she decided to date the baby that I already had? Gang, you're disgusting. I ain't gonna lie, I would disclaim my daughter. I might take my daughter out of this earth. No, real shit, bro. At that point, like, it's like, bro, what am I doing? I wasted 21 years of my life raising you. Come on, bro.
And have plans of divorcing her. It's pretty much as the title says, but I'll provide some context. When I, 27, met my wife, 27, in college, we were both in frats and sororities respectively, and not to make myself sound too self-obsessed, we were both really attractive at that time. I married my wife right after college, 4 years ago, and I think that's where things started to go downhill. We don't have any kids yet, and we were actually planning on starting next year to try and have kids. The goal was to wait till we were financially stable, but it seems like the moment we got married, my wife stopped trying. I will be honest here. The main reason I fell in love with my wife was because of how beautiful she was. Back then she was fit and energetic.
Damn.
But now it's all changed. Since we've been married, she has steadily over time been putting on weight to the point where she has to be double the size she was when we got married. It's to the point where I can't even be intimate.
Yo,
Whenever
this is
she tries to get
another
intimate
thing you gotta
she'll
be
put on
wary
some
of.
lingerie, and whenever she does, my stomach just twists. Due to her appearance, I hate the way her belly spills over. All the fat in her thighs. And her face isn't even beautiful anymore due to all...
Nigga said when his wife puts on lingerie, he gets sick to his stomach. Dog. Nigga said his wife is built like an 18-wheeler. Yo, this shit is too funny. Oh my god. Yo, Jenga, appreciate you for the follow, broski. Welcome to the family. Yo, bro. Oh my god, gang. Yo, just tell your wife to go to the gym. Don't marry no woman that you can't tell that, yo, you getting big. Let's go work out together. Why would you marry a woman that don't take care of herself? Yo, Jenga, appreciate you for the follow, broski. Make sure you join up the Discord. Yo, that's insane, gang. Nah, the way he outed her. Nigga said her belly filled over. Mello, do you like fat people? Personally, I kind of don't. My brother's fat. There's nothing wrong with people. Kind of do at the same time. They're too lazy to get up and go to the gym. Instead, they just keep eating. Some people aren't fat because they're not going to the gym. There's big... If that made sense, then there's a lot of old linemen that would, like... Do you understand? Old linemen wouldn't be a thing. They're athletic and big. Some people are naturally bigger, right? They're just prone to be big. That's their natural weight. Um, also, like sometimes there's just easier for them to get bigger. Their metabolism might be slower. That's their job to do O line. There are some broke ass fat people. Now there are some people who are fat boy choice. They're just choosing to be lazy and they're eating their pain away. There are some people like that, but why would you hate somebody for that? They're destroying themselves. That makes no sense. Hey man, rather have a good nuclear family from the get go. Why does this nigga keep talking? Bro, he's a child, bro. There's some broke ass fat people. What does being what does that have to do with anything? Two people can eat the same thing, same big back account, and one person turns out fat and the other turns out skinny. I'm the second person. I literally can eat anything. I'm not gonna that's just who I am. I wouldn't consider them lazy facts. It's just not in my genes to be fat. Like it's just not meant for me. My metabolism is ridiculously fast, and on top of that, I'm athletic. I'd rather be muscular than be fat any day. Okay, but I'm pretty sure most people would rather be muscular. But some people just aren't, like, lucky bastard. Don't be mad at me. I got great genetics, nigga.
Literally.
All the fat she's put on. I, on the other hand, even with a full-time career, my wife doesn't work, have continued to stay fit and in the gym, working out 5 times a week for at least an hour.
Nah, I get where he coming from. You don't get your ass up. You tell me you don't got no job. Wait. I pay all the bills. You stay at home all day. Yes, I understand you making the house, and I respect that. But damn, nigga, you can't find time to be athletic. This nigga he working a full-time job, but he got a whole career, and he go to the gym. Your ass can go to the gym, bro. That shit be blowing me. My ass, huh? Whoa. Me and Melo needs to get nerfed. Right. I'd rather be big for that extra airbag. He tripping. I beg your pardon. Right. She lying. Melo already got nerfed. You on my dick. Pop it out.
Hour. Whenever I try to get my wife to join me, she always talks about how she's too tired, which makes it hard for me to believe, because I cook and clean, simply because I love.
Yo, forget what I just said. You telling me she stays at home, she doesn't cook, she doesn't clean. He does the cooking and cleaning, and he makes the money. And she talking about she tired. Gang, she's wildin'. She's wildin'. She's wildin'. She has no excuse. I understand you can, like, the stress of taking care of children, making the home, cooking and cleaning, okay. But you don't cook, clean. You just at home all day. Man, if you don't get your ass in a Pilates class or something, you don't go run or do some shit. Man. Man. I believe that. Right. Somebody put a cap emoji. Somebody at her and put cap emojis. Cap emoji. She a damn couch pillow. I was like, oh, brother.
To do so, and all it seems that she does is sit on the couch and eat. I've tried to bring it up to her, but she won't listen, and just continues to call me fatphobic and other hurtful remarks.
Fatphobic?
Maybe she is right, but I
what does that
don't
mean?
Care about anyone.
What the, bro? Why do we be making up words, bro? I thought fatphobic was an inside joke. Y'all telling me people use fatphobic unironically? That's a real thing? Do people really think fatphobic can be a thing? There's no way. The human body is fatphobic then, bro. You're not meant to be fat, bro. Y'all realize that's not a thing, bro. It's just a thing here. Fat people get bullied a lot. But I think it has its place. It shouldn't be to the point where people are harming themselves. But some people need to get bullied. Not even gonna lie, bro. Not even like, I don't mean like bullying in the sense of, like, oh, I'm gonna beat you up and da-da-da. But you need to make fun of some people. Some people needs to make fun of some people because that's how they're gonna, like, better themselves. When we started getting rid of shame and making fun of niggas, that's when people started, like, becoming crazy. Like, it's just like we start getting people like Cross. When we get people like Cross, bruh, it's like we gotta start people online and start trolling all day, bro. Like, it's just like we get people like that. A lot of people don't get shamed because they didn't get bullied. Nah, literally, bro. It's like, bro, I don't think you need to be punching on anybody or, like, wilding out, but you do need to make fun of people to a certain point, at some point. A lot of people act out of pocket Rakai because they never got pressed. Yeah, Rakai needed to, like, you feel me? Like, some people need to have gotten their ass beat. There are a lot of fat people that just can't lose weight. That's not possible. That's literally not a thing, Taylor. You're yapping now. What do you mean they can't lose weight? Yes, they can. Changing your eating habits, it's like a science, bro. You can change your eating habits and work out. It's quite literally just work out more than you eat. No, there aren't. Maybe like a disease. Can you gain 30 pounds? I probably could. Bro, I have elite genetics, gang. I am Jamaican. I'm sorry to tell you this, bro. I have elite genetics. I've never gotten to the point where I've been able to like consistently just weight lift. When I train for being a basketball player, not to gain muscle. I'm gonna go watch my show. Bye, guys. Man, her ass never here. I seen a 600-pound person that posted a video of them working out and lost a lot of pounds. My genetics is ass, yes, but you have to try very hard to gain those 30 pounds. Not really. I'm keeping it a buck. Not really. I just won't look fat. I had a friend in high school. She tried everything, but she would only stay. Your friend didn't try everything. I'm keeping it a buck with you. My brother was fat. That's the same That's the same excuse that like niggas was trying to say about my brother. My brother was fat, bro, and he's losing weight. I literally have fat people, and I've seen them lose weight. That's an excuse game. Stop giving people excuses. It's stuff like that where it's like, yo, she can't lose weight. Stop. I was literally here for most of the stream. Cap.
One's weight as it doesn't concern me, but I also have the right to want to be attracted to my partner. We haven't
Facts.
had intimacy in about a year now, and I always make the excuse that it's because I'm tired. I've lost all love for this woman, and it honestly disgusts me that she
All
sleeps
love?
next to me. I have made plans
Damn!
to divorce her in about a month. We signed a prenup and I have kept my account separate, so I doubt any money will be given to her.
Damn!
Not that it matters though, because we have no kids and she has a degree in marketing that she could always use to get a job. I've been working up the courage to give her the papers, knowing that afterwards, she will try to get me back in some way, or try to ruin my reputation. I
Nah,
don't feel sorry.
you know what's
and I'm
crazy?
just glad I'm getting out before I had any kids with this woman.
I
know
think-
I'm a jerk, but I don't care. I'm just happy I won't have to sleep in the same bed as her anymore. My wife cheated on me and
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it honest with you, bro. I don't know if he's an asshole. I don't know if he should lose love for her. He might not have ever really liked this woman. He just liked the idea of her, right? Just because she got fat doesn't mean she changed as a person. But I think he needs to leave her for her to do better for herself. I think he does need to do this. In this situation, sometimes you need to be the asshole, because I feel like him being the asshole in this is gonna motivate her. It's gonna crush her to the point where she's gonna either want to be better or she's just gonna let life, like, it's one of those points where if she continues with life, she's gonna have that rage motivation and she's gonna get better just to look better. So I think she needs that. I think that if you're for real off of your partner, it's disingenuous to stick with them and make fun of her online. He didn't make fun of her online. He just feels like he just feels bad. I don't think he was making fun of her. I think he just feels bad and he needs a place to express himself because he can't say these things to her because he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. I know some women can't lose weight after pregnancy, so I don't know if some can lose some weight. I ain't even speaking on that. I don't got nothing to do
I
with
work
it.
at the same job as the both of them. We got married at the beginning of the year. This has been a wild month. At the beginning of the month we were talking about having
He
kids
needs to
and
get
getting
some
a house
friends.
together. June 15th she went out with other coworkers and didn't come back home until 4 a.m. She said she was just talking to the guy about our relationship problems and nothing more. No
My
physical
homie told me
contact.
this, I'd be
Reluctantly,
chilling.
I wanted to believe her because I've never had a reason not
So if your homie told you that every time his wife wears lingerie, she looks like an 18-wheel truck, and his stomach churns, he gets stick to his stomach seeing his wife in lingerie, you be I ain't gonna lie, I'd start laughing. I feel I'd be laughing my ass. I'd be like, yo, leave that woman alone, bro. Leave her alone. She don't want to do better. You just please leave her. I tell him to break up if he for real not attracted to her no more. Yeah, bro. He gonna cheat on her, so he might as well leave her
too.
alone.
She's always been loyal and open to me. She said she would make it up to me and that it wouldn't happen again, but also that it was fun to just be with friends instead of just being at home. She brought up couples counseling and for me to look up a counselor, which I
She
did.
cheated on him?
2 days later she goes out again and this time doesn't come home until the next day. I was already livid at this point. She played on my trust before she left, which was the worst mistake I've made. When she came back home she said she was moving out and that we needed to be separated to have time to think.
Hey. Your wife is gone. Hey, anytime a woman ever cheats on you, never take her back. Don't ever do that. Alright? She has no respect for you. She's gonna do it again. I'm just letting you know. Alright? The relationship died there. Alright? That's whoever she went with, that's their ball now. Yeah, they belong to her. Don't ever take her back. There's nothing else to explain. There's nothing else, right? If my girl gained 50 pounds, I'm chilling. Wait, what? Me, I like both girls who are petite and girls who are thicker, so honestly, I'm chilling. Yeah, just don't be unhealthy. Like, I don't want you to die, bro. I don't think I care that much. I just would rather you not. bro. I'm Jamaican, bro, so it really doesn't matter. I don't really like fat girls. You know, I think you'll grow out of that. You'll realize that, like, once you grow out of the phase of worrying about how fat a girl's ass is or what her body looks like too much, because you can really fix that most of the time. But her face, you can't really fix that face, bro. Yeah, you can't fix that face, bro. You gotta look at her face. If she got, you gotta start looking at faces, bro, and then you'll really realize who really bad and who is. If a man or woman cheats, never go back. I feel like, yeah, to respect yourself. But a man cheating, a lot of niggas just be like, don't really. Some niggas need, like, that's probably when they'll become your best partner. It's not even like he don't respect you, but you just don't need to be with him because he has no, like, self-control. He shouldn't be in a relationship because he has no self-control. When you grow out of seeing how fat a girl gets and you're still able to come home to a fine face, a home-cooked meal, and her waiting at the door, in peace. In peace.
Do you think this is my water bottle? Smell it.
I don't smell nothing. Just get a better skin routine and all that. I'm gonna be honest, you can't fix being, no, that's not how that works. Some people have clear skin and are still just not unattractive. Gang, what the hell is this dude's takes? What do you mean, what are my takes? A man cheats on me, he still respects me? I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, he's not going to, he'll probably treat you the best he ever treated you after that. He's not gonna even worry about it. He's gonna beg for your forgiveness after that. But you shouldn't be with him because he has no self-control. I'm never dating a girl I can't bench. Nah, 500, I ain't gonna lie. A woman hitting 300 is crazy. 200, depends on how tall your girl is, but 300 on any woman is ridiculous. I don't think you should, like, at that point, you let yourself hit 300 pounds. What are we talking about?
Think before I made a rash decision so quickly. Out of respect for the workplace, we agreed to try to keep this under the rug at our job. We are usually very close at work and we did everything together, like eating lunch and coming to work together in the same car. Now we keep our distance and don't even look at each other. So people are catching on. It takes every ounce of my willpower not to tell people why I look gaunt and pale because I'm not eating. People are asking me why I started smoking again. I can't bear to be stronger any longer. I see nothing but rage when I see him at work. I feel nothing but worthlessness when I see her. She's already moving in with the guy. I don't know how much more of this I can tolerate. I want to seek help, but I'm too scared about losing my job and not being able to pay my bills. That is all.
Gang, that'd be my problem. Is like, that's another issue. There's so many issues where it'd be like, yo, when you working for someone else, it's just like shit like this.